PRN stars of Reddit whose family or friends have found your work. What happened? Went to a friend's baby shower and one of the cousins was accompanied by a date that I later saw on LP Hub. It was a Caribbean family event, so those who knew what she did in her spare time were giving the girl the stank eye. She was a nice girl though. I don't judge. Not exactly a PRN star, but a picture from a PRN subreddit showed up on my front page. Looked at it and it was without a doubt a girl I knew in high school. But we hardly talked. I ended up DMing her on Instagram and telling her that her nude might have been leaked. And sent her the link. She thanked me. And the next day her boyfriend messaged me thanking me for telling her. And they were taking legal action. Edit. A few people have asked what legal action could you take against a Reddit post? Full stop. As I understand it from my brief conversation with the boyfriend, they suspected who it was already, one of her exes or flings or something, and were going after them for revenge PRN. Which is illegal where I lived. And no. Even if I still had the link, I don't. Or saved the picture, I didn't. None of the weirdos asking for it would get it. I used to work with Stella Cox in a non-related job while I was working in the Czech Republic. She left the company and after some time a co-worker tells me about her videos and I went to watch them. Weird boner. For my 21st birthday my friends kidnapped me and took me to a strip club. They knew I was in a committed relationship and would be uncomfortable. So my day was their excuse to go. Keep in mind I lived in a military town so clubs were everywhere. We walk in and the first person we see on the pole was a girl we graduated with. She immediately made eye contact with us. Paused. And then just kept doing her thing. She then saw it as an opportunity to do more lap dances and talked 3 friends into one. 2 dancers later, another girl we went to school with, grade lower, walked out on stage. I'm generally very open about the fact I've done PRN work. Most of what I do is very niche fetishy stuff, the sort of stuff you wouldn't find without very specifically looking for it, but I have also done some work on a couple of more mainstream, but still stylized sites. I've had a few friends who were already subscribers to that site who were surprised to see my shoots go up on there. But they've always been very respectful about it. Seems like a benefit of doing niche work PRN is that anyone who manages to find it is in no position to judge you for it. My brother was a PRN cameraman for several studios. Does that count? He acts all ashamed and would never tell our religious family. But I don't give a make that money. Bro. I do occasionally say back when you were poor and had to do PRN for money to rib him. Though. A friend did some paid intimate shoot for a random guy she met online. Depicting some weird fetish stuff. A few years later some guys in our circle found the pics and is anyone up? The whole town heard about it. She was an almost celebrity for a month more for the weird kind of pictures they were than for her being naked. My brother's girl casual friend started an OnlyFans. It lasted about 48 hours and made $900 before her mum found out. Apparently she had announced it on Twitter, Snapchat to all her friends, after blocking excluding family members, but it still quickly found its way back to her mum who promptly shut it down. I guess having 2,000 thirsty Facebook dude friends really does pay. Not PRN, but I stripped for a bit and my ex came in with a bachelor party. He felt like a king. In my daily internet journey of finding good PRN, I stumbled on a solo video of a girl who looked familiar and I just couldn't place her. I see her the next day at the gym and I kid you not, I just realized I have been seeing her for almost over a year in that gym. I have never actually spoken to her or made contact, but damn she is hot. Edit. I just found her stage name. I don't know the rules on sharing it though. You. I'm a huge fan of your work, huh? So you read my papers? You. Had a hostess who was working for our restaurant a while back. One day the food runner was like, hey, do you guys know she was a PRN star before? And no one believed him until he showed us videos on his phone. Fast forward to a few days later and almost the whole restaurant knows about it from front of house to back of house because our manager decided to show the other shift managers a video of her in the office during the split shift, but the dip put the audio of the video into restaurant speakers and obviously everyone made their way into the office and lo and behold they saw everything. Fortunately said hostess wasn't scheduled that day so she didn't see it, but after that it was very awkward being around her for everyone that saw the video. The female staff would be less chatty than before, and as for the male staff they were all looking at her literally like a piece of meat. Awkward situation for everyone. How terrible. Stripper. Dancer and have done several PRN shoots. Content ended up online. I found out my friend did PRN because my creepy manager came up to me and said, "Hey, isn't this your friend?" Very cringe. Once stumbled across a video of a girl I worked with and we were all quite close. When we were alone, I asked her if she'd ever made a video. And she asked why. I told her I had stumbled across a video that looked remarkably like her. She looked at it and laughed, saying she had forgotten making that in college. She lied to you, lol. Our high school valedictorian became a PRN star. I had classes with her quite a bit as I was jamming myself with AP courses and she's that quiet and smart type. I guess she went from jamming herself with AP courses to jamming big ol' dicks. Not gotta lie, I was quite a fan of hers. What about those people who do PRN shoots while pregnant? There is some kid on Reddit that starred in a PRN with their mom and they don't even know it yet. Had a family member announce her PRN career to the family herself and asked for everyone's support. Needless to say it did not go well. Edit. For those saying the family should have been more sympathetic, know this. She was a grown woman who had a daughter on the other side of the country that she abandoned for her career and who was raised by her father. So, no, the family was not okay with the news. I used to be a cam girl. One time, a viewer logged on and recognized me, so he proceeded to call me by my real name in the chat and ask how my boyfriend was doing. I acted like I had no clue who he was talking about. But I have a feeling some of my other fans knew better. It felt really invasive and could have put me in danger. I have no clue who it was to this day. A former co-worker of mine did some amateur stuff for San Diego Latinas. It was some of the crappiest PRN I've ever seen. Seriously, not even a little bit SI. And she's hot. But a total dead fish. Anyway, everyone in the office knew and seen the videos. And when arguing one day with another female employee, she was called out by her stage name and was told everyone knows. I knew a girl who was a prostitute and talked about it openly with her friends and co-workers, not her family though. No one made a big deal of it. They understood that she was a sex addict who needed extra income. So they didn't ostracize her for it or anything. She did have a few guys in the friend zone who asked if they could pay for sex, which I imagine was a bit awkward. But that's about it. If your friend is a sex addict and a prostitute and she turns you down as a client, that's got to hurt. Serious answer. I have trained 2 PRN actresses. One did a few buckache videos and the other did midstream PRN. They both told me how it turned out. The buckache videos ruined a few relationships and a couple low-paying jobs. She actually bragged about the videos to me. She wasn't what I would call attractive. Also, she was pregnant in one of the videos. The midstream girl was literally perfect. It definitely hurt her career while performing on video under her stage. She also went to college to a performance car mechanic. Once certified, no one really took her serious. After being a night delivery driver for a month, she went back to stripping. Best damn mechanic I have seen. My car overheated one night and she fixed it on the side of road while I held the flashlight. I found my friend's sister's stuff. I've never brought it up cause it would be awkward. Girl I went to school with starred in a few movies. A friend's sister did some shoots for Cum on her face years back. She didn't exactly keep it a secret but didn't advertise it either. I only found out because she told me about it at one point. Ended up using her model login for a bit to get all the free buckcake PRN I could have wanted. I still have a nice stroke to them every now and then. Went on a date with Layla XX. She looked super familiar when I first started talking to her. Couldn't put my finger on it. We got blazed and it hit me like a ton of bricks. After that, it got tricky. I wanted to ask questions because I was on a date, but I felt like my questions had a shade of investigation. This was back in Florida. So I'd ask things like, what brought you out from LA? New career? I probably made it weird, but it was hard to focus. Maybe I was a little starstruck. Either way, it didn't work out. But as a short guy, 5'7", and her being 5'11", I always appreciated her giving me a shot. Not me, but someone I know of. There was this girl in high school who decided that one day to earn some extra cash that you would do a live cam girl service thing, and it just so happened that her brother found out a couple of days later when she did one of her next shows. She got the reputation at school for being a W and had to move schools, and from what I hear today she moved schools twice before she found a place where no one knew of her cam girl situation. I've been graduated for 2 years now and kept in touch with her brother. From what I hear, she's currently studying a degree in law. Edit. Can't believe this blew up, thank you all. Edit 2. She's a witch? I once thought I saw a friend on a PRN site. It was someone I didn't really talk to that often. But I was concerned because she wasn't the type of girl to post herself in that way. I reached out to her. And I asked if it was her and if she knew about it. Wasn't her. And she got really mad and offended that I thought it was. Haven't tried talking to her since. But I get the feeling that she doesn't want to see me anymore. My roommate's one and only PRNO she did is very searchable. Don't ask me what it is. I don't want to see it. A friend of mine she didn't know came over and immediately recognized her and called her by her stage name. Cue awkwardness. Edit. Y'all are so thirsty, haha. I will not be blowing up my roommate's spot like that. My apologies. Pick a video from RedTube and that's the one. This dude I went to high school with had a sister who was a PRN star. Whenever we could have our phones out in class, some guy would be like, hey Jack, check this out, and it'd just be one of Jack's sister's videos on the screen. Cold-blooded right there. Notes the lack of serious tag, comma. I found a video of a family friend once. I made the mistake of showing my wife, which turned into an awkward argument between us. I got accused of wanting our friend. Never said anything to our friend about it. I once responded to a 911 call to a potential overdose. We arrived on scene to find a girl in her mid-20s laying on her bed unconscious. While we were working her up, getting vitals, establishing an IV line, etc., Captain was asking for a name so he can start up the paperwork. Our first house rookie immediately said her name out loud. Captain got it and sent all the information to the medics transporting. Once we get back to the station, we talk about how it was such a shame for such a beautiful girl to be doing stuff like that. We told the rookie good job on finding the name so fast. But he told us, oh, I just know who she is from movies she was from, so now everyone is looking her, and what do you know? She was a PRN star. Lol. The rookie was so embarrassed and the captain was so ed because he put her name down on the report as her PRN name, not the real name. Needless to say, that rookie couldn't wait to transfer stations after that happened. We all look back at it and laugh every now and then. My first shoot, I had to travel to another city. I said it was modeling, but my mom figured it out. She eventually texted me and all she said was, don't use your real name. There's a trans woman at my work that did or still does PRN. It got passed around but nobody really cared. Probably because they'll never afford the vehicles that she has from her side job. I found my then current wife online while deployed to Iraq. I was less than impressed. Not sure if relevant. Met a girl from Tinder and we got to talking on the first date and she told me she did PRN with Reality Kings twice and described the experience to me. Said they met up at a really nice house and she was pretty creeped out by the staff at first and regrets the experience. She told me where to find them. I found them. They weren't that great. We talked for a while. Stayed friends. She moved to a different state, had a baby and didn't know who the father was. I dated a girl in high school and freshman year of college. I was trying to find a midweek spank and boom, I find my girlfriend getting a facial. I freak the out and call her. She answers and I'm talking to her basically on the verge of tears because I just watched my girlfriend of almost 3 years take some guy's baby gravy to the face. After denying it for almost 20 minutes I sent her the video. I had completely forgot she has an identical twin that was trying to make it as an actress in LA. Winter break that year's was very awkward for the three of us that year. I'm just wondering why Captain Rex needs to know this information. PRN is temporary. The 501st is forever. Found my daughter's mom on a campsite. From a link forwarded to me. She's really not very good at it, no. I didn't book time. I just read reviews and spectated public chat. No. Attractiveness does not correlate to being engaging. Which is pretty much what I expected. She was really not very enthusiastic in person either. I'm not denigrating her choices or anything. But it was pretty disturbing to see that when she started. It was while we were still a couple. So yeah. Awkward. But I still haven't said anything. It's not really my place to now. Not gonna lie though. I was pretty disappointed for a few minutes. She's talented enough and I thought intelligent enough to not fall for the marketing. But I think it was the lure of attention and easy money. And no. I'm not ever going to throw it in her face. I feel bad for her more than anything. Because once it's on the net, it's on the net. I'm a hot wife. I make amateur content and post it here on Reddit and on Pornhub. My cousin's now ex-husband stumbled across my Reddit account and very awkwardly tried to tell me how great he thought my content was. It came across as weird and creepy and I kind of just dodged around his comments. Another time my hubby and I were playing with a friend of ours. And my father-in-law accidentally saw through the front door. The worst part about that was that I couldn't be seen from his viewpoint. So 2 weeks later he tried to confront my husband about how he knew he was cheating on me. And we had to explain to him about our lifestyle. He was very embarrassed. And now likes to pretend that we aren't into the lifestyle. Not me but a girl I know. I live in a small town in the UK and I remember years ago hearing about a girl who did a fake taxi video working in our small town. I thought it was just a stupid rumor. Then few years ago and I meet a girl and have a couple of nights out with before my friends say that she used to do PRN. Turns out she was the one I heard rumors about years ago and she actually did work in our town. She was really nice. Felt bad for her because that's kind of all she was known for, even the videos were a long time ago and still got a lot of stick for it from people. However, I think her fiance registered signee got a kick out of it because he used to just let her sleep around. But they're married now. Not spoke to her in over a year. I wonder if she's still sleeping around. A former co-worker's daughter posed for Penthouse. How do I know? Because he kept the magazine in his desk drawer and showed everyone how proud he was. Please cringe as much as you want. It is valid. Omf guy saw my apartment building's concierge girl that everyone hits on an S on fucked once. I was so embarrassed for her and I never told her I saw it. Not me. But Kimmy Granger would do special appearances at the strip club I worked at cause that's where she got her start, and I remember her coming in one night really upset and ready to quit because her dad had found her work. I honestly hope this doesn't get lost in the comments. Even if it doesn't really answer the question. Well, I hope this blows up BC, it seems very interesting. This question is front page every bloody week. Broke up with my ex-girlfriend and a week later one of my friends had found an OnlyFans account of her through some classmates in college. Living in a small town, word got around fast and now pretty much everyone knows about it, including my parents. It has become super awkward and somehow gets brought up in conversation all the time. Not to mention fact that I'm paying $10 a month now for what I used to get for free is pretty annoying. Not officially a boyfriend at the time, but a guy I was casually seeing ended it after seeing my video. He ended it? Suicide seems a little over the top, but I guess he made his point. I've not seen one comment that doesn't start with, once I had a friend who, not on Reddit, not a PRN star, or a family or friend of a PRN star, or know a PRN star in real life. Can I be the next person to farm this question for karma? I'll do next week Thursday. I dated a PRN star before she had gotten big. One day on the way to church I got a text from my friend with the video link. Was super weird to me. Kinda showed me how meaningless the sex was to her and I was pretty much just another guy. She cheated on me before she left to wherever. Was a really good eye opener though. Her dad resented her for it though after we got in contact later in life. Whoa. She was even cheating on her dad. That's harsh. Let's tag some. You Immortal 69. My friend was a gay PRN star. I was still a practicing Jehovah's Witness. I saw an ad on a website that I shouldn't have been on as a good Christian boy. I thought, hey, that looks like Skylar. I clicked the link and watched my friend get railed by one of the biggest dicks I'd ever seen. Worst part was I couldn't tell anyone I knew because I would have been outed. Anyways, we've been even closer friends since then. I'm out of the closet. He's out of the PRN industry, but damn, I'm jealous of the money he made. Some arsehole called into my dad's livestream radio show and bombed him with a PRNO of me. My mom called me sobbing. My dad's a funny Christian. The guy trying to PWN him was an atheist. Nothing really changed after that. My family basically acts like nothing happened and they don't know. We've never talked about it since. I'm sure that wasn't the first time they got sent my PRN, but they haven't told me about more times since. I would like a best of mega thread of the best answers listed from all the times this question has been asked. My RA when I was a freshman in college does PRN. Ordered PRN a couple years after she was my RA. We were having a party and my buddy's girlfriend told us that though she had seen our RA in PRN, no one asked why she was watching PRN. Anyway, we found her Twitter and tweeted at her and she responded that it was in fact her. She even apologized for busting us as freshmen and making us pour out the booze. If this gains interest, I'll throw her PRN name out there. Edit. She goes by Peyton Simmons. Edit 2. We found out about this in 2014. Quick Google shows that she hasn't acted since 2016. No one asked why she was watching PRN. Simple answer. My uncle is a Hall of Fame PRN star. Popular in the 90s. When I was 14, my buddies and I found some PRN and put it on. My uncle was front and center, hanging dong and ready to blow. News spread across the school pretty quickly and I am not gonna lie, my popularity soared. I found a friend of my mom's was the operator for a cam house where she sat naked at a desk surrounded by cameras and directed site visitors to pay rooms with the cam girls. Viewing and chatting with the operator was free, and she would do little teaser shows sometimes. I would regularly chat with her when I was a teen without her ever knowing who I was. I ended up sleeping with her a few years later, but I never told her about finding her on the website. Nothing. They asked me what it was like to bang PRN stars.